Hello, fellow traders. What's going on? It's the Wolf. Welcome to another episode of the Wolf Den Trader Takeaways. Today's Wednesday, August 14th. It's summer, baby. Earnings are starting to die down a little bit. We're starting to get some heat, some action, some love into small caps, and we are excited. Today we traded RKDA, AKTX, and we closed out some swings on MTC and DCPH. So with that being said, just go ahead and roll right to executions. Rebecca, thank you so much. Now, we have RKDA up. I'm sure you guys have heard of this name, unless you've been living in a cave. This thing's been running. They got algos on it. HC Wainwright's in on this. We believe everything I say today, please, guys, is just speculatory information. And this is just all opinion-based. Please do not use this for investment purposes. So with that being said, RKDA, now we have a core swing. We're in a core position on this. We had a nice sell-off. Here's a 5-day, 5-minute. Let's go ahead and zoom in on that. All right, so we had a nice push. It's been gapping up several days in a row, and we had a nice sell-off on 8/13, I believe. Yeah, 8/13. So then now we're just getting a little bit of steam. They also had earnings. We listened to the earnings call. We streamed it live for you guys in the Wolf Trading Discord room. A couple guys were listening to that. I didn't pick up anything too great. You know, they're talking about the new acquisition. They have controlling interest of some hemp that they're going to be growing in Hawaii for CBD purposes and for flowering purposes, we believe as well. So we're just listening to that. Earnings were not that great. But we trade price action. You guys know that. So let's just go ahead and look right into the executions. After the Jumbotron, you guys have seen this chart. You guys know this chart. Here's a 3-year RKDA fade chart with manipulation. And then here's the channel that interests us as well. Same as always, we want to see the volume. So there's the volume. We're currently trading at about 740, right? We closed around 690, 714. Let me just check real quick. So we closed at 705. Now we gapped up to about a high of 790, and after extended hours, now we're at 740. Look, we're potentially coming back to the 690 line. And here's the lines, right? So we're in this channel right now. We're watching this channel from 690 to 850. It did not get up to 850. Here's the volume that was deposited today. You can see where the majority of the volume is, and here is the volume consolidations, right? This is a 2-tier consolidation. And we trade off of higher time frame volume deposits in confluence with price action. So with that being said, let's just go ahead. Here's the after hours for today, right? Strong push into earnings, and I was watching the price action during the 4:30 market time earnings conference call, which was basically them saying their opinions and then H.C. Wainwright asking some questions. It was kind of comical, in my opinion. I'm not an investor of this company. All right, we're day traders. So here is the executions for today. So we come in, we're finally showing a little bit of strength. We had a little bit of a sell-off, major sell-off on the 13th yesterday, especially in pre-market here. You can see, look at this massive sell-off from 860 down to 520, right? That's not gonna entice investors. That's a nice, 30% retracement. And now we're starting to get a little pop. They're shaking out the shorts that got in end of day yesterday, in my opinion. I'm just watching the tape, watching the order flow. I put some feelers out, and I reported in the room that I wanted to scale this $7 line. We caught a nice top tick fill. This thing was fast right here. We caught a nice fill, and then I'm just taking profit. And then there's nothing special about this trade. We know the price action on it. I give this stock a lot of respect. I mean, I didn't give it enough respect here, but we do respect this beast. I'm taking some of the core position off right here, and the majority of my targets for my core are down at around $5, right? Because of this consolidation right here, right? We're expecting the retest of this $5 line right here, and we're just kind of slowly grinding down, right? It's potentially going to take these two separate tiers, and then they're going to turn them into one consolidation, right? So that's normally how it works. Tiers eventually become joined into a consolidation, right? I've heard of my old mentor said that he visualizes them as like these little volume workers, and they gotta fill in the consolidations. So anyway, we're getting a nice push. I gave this one what I thought to be plenty of respect. When we were trading down around 550, I put some orders out at 670. Again, wanting to see the reaction here at this $7 line, and then ultimately, like we said, we have that 846 LVN, which we did not get to, and then this thing kind of just sold off, and we're watching this here. I did not take any profit here. Excuse me. And then I did take a nice big chunk right around. There was some nice liquidity at 650. Yes, 660, 650. I was watching the spread right here and really just getting zoned in, guys. I mean, I don't bottom tick too often. I'm getting better. We are getting better in the Wolf Den Trading Discord room. I mean, we're bottom taking, not essentially at the bottom. This was a little spready, but we're getting better. And what's working for us is we're watching the prints in relation to the bid, right? We want to see the bid, and then I'm just watching for stalling, right? Where we're trying to anticipate a sentiment shift from sellers in control to buyers in control. And when we watch this, every microwave push, we're watching it here. I mean, we're watching it here. We're watching it here. We're watching it here, here. Whenever we have eyes on the tape, we want to watch the flushes, the pops, right? The pops to the high side here, and then the sell-offs to the low side. We want to watch the tape, and that's what I'm looking for in relation to targets, and also in relation to the tape, in relation to the levels, right? These levels that we mark, we want to see how the tape reacts. We want to see these are like little battles that we plan ahead. Like the Battle of Alamo or all these battles. But these are literally, we're watching a battle unfold, buyers versus sellers, and we want to see, is there going to be a rejection at these levels to the upside or the downside, or is there going to be continuation, right? Normally, now this is just speculation, but normally the trend will win. Normally we'll see trend continuation, but that's not always true, especially in the stocks that we trade are highly volatile. Okay, so that's RKDA. We are still short. We have a nice average now, and we're going to continue to see this fade. Hopefully, that's our plan. AKTX is another runner today. A lot of guys trading this. This was had nice volume, nice liquidity, a nice morning pop. They had some fundamental news out. I'll take a look at the filings. We saw some stuff in there around this area. So I entered in on a nice. I watch the tape a lot, guys. I don't know if I just keep saying that over and over, but I want to get confirmation from the price action, and we see a nice potential high. Right, we get a nice extension here, very nice little a strong consolidation. We're not really getting anything off VWAP here. A wick, and then some more strength. Nice, maybe a little wedge, just strength, and then we see some exhaustion. And this is when I want something to risk off of, especially when we get a push like this from $1.80 to $3. I mean, that's an 80% or thereabouts push. We need something to risk off of. I mean, you can try to top ticket, you can try to pick tops like this, but you better, you need to trim some off and then lock in that first target or that first little bit of trim, and then you can try to stop out at your average. That's just one technique. But here we are. We're building a nice little average, nice flush here, and what I saw on this tape gave me the confidence to hold on to the position. I was expecting weakness at the bell, and we didn't see too much strength. It wasn't just a straight sell-off for that week, but sellers were in control, and I remember shouting out in the room, I wanted to watch the battle unfold at this 250 line in pre-market and at the bell. And I probably should have trimmed here, looking at it on the 72.89 1 minute. I did not. I had low targets. And then we came back up into some strength. Now, my original plan was to add here at this 270 line off of technical, higher time frame volume deposits and short-term technical confluence. But because I didn't trim down here, I'm okay with missing this trim, and I'm okay with this pushing up. But because I forfeited the trim down here, this is a little greedy, right? So we get a wave 1, 2, 3, especially with the 72.89. and there's a lot of things lining up here to show us a nice push. There really is, especially with the potential. This is all speculative information, with the potential for them to come back up into, above $3 because they have overhead supply sitting there, we believe. And so for that reason, this trade is a mistake in my eyes. So, and that's why you see me taking some profit here relatively soon, building a nice little average here. My average on this, I had to reopen DAS. I lost some text notes that I put on here, but I had a nice average in the 280s, but I did have to trim some. So I had to trim 267 just to protect myself, right? I was just not happy with this. This 267 ad should have been down here at 225, and I know it. Everyone looking at this chart should see that and recognize that. So we forfeited some higher liquidity to protect ourselves, right? This liquidity, these executions should be here, but they are not. So we learned from this. And as you can tell, this is it's bothering me, right? Because I see inefficiencies on the chart, and that's right where my eyes want to go to. I want to correct this. But we did get a nice flush down here. We pulled with 232 and a 226 bottom tick fill, and we're happy with that. And then I'm just watching. There's potentials. A couple guys in the room shorted into these pops here and here. Great job, guys. We had some really nice trading in the room today. Guys are just stepping up their game, and Wolfpack mentality. It's just a pleasure to be trading alongside you guys. Some new guys in the room that joined today and yesterday. Shout out to you guys. Welcome to Wolfpack Trading. We're excited to have you on the team. We have some accountants on the team as well, and we're just getting a nice group of guys, like really, really educated, devoted workaholics on the team, and we're just going to grow. It's going to show. It is showing. So here you go, right here. This trim right here at 232 was the last tiny bit I had left. That put me flat at 232 off of like a 280 average, high 270s, mid 270s, somewhere around here. So I'm flat right here, expecting strength. I just picked up a read. I gave it a little bit of time, right? I'm not. This was I chased this execution up. I chased the offer up. I forfeited, this, just wanting to be greedy. I thought maybe we could get a nice snap at 230. And we didn't. We got a snap. There was expansion, right? This is a nice consolidation right here. We did get the expansion or the price discovery, but it was to the upside, back into potential supply. So I caught this right here nicely. I could have trimmed here. I did not. I built a nice little average here, and then I took off a nice little chunk of this. I was also looking for like 260s and 240s again. We did not get that. Then we get a nice pop right here. Now, because we had a nice average on the first push, and then we trimmed majority of that off, that gives us the opportunity to stay and to move forward with the strength. This is a little bit early right here. This ad, now this is a trader error because this ad was the final ad on this consolidation, and I left that ad out. And when we pushed up into it, I clipped this consolidation. So I didn't reset for the push. Trader error. And there's more trader errors right here. We'll get to that in a second. And then we're coming up, and because I took this ad so low, I wasn't able to continue to add. I'm not just going to keep adding. This was an error. I wanted an ad or a starter, whatever you want to call it. I wanted 2 executions on this push, and these are low, right? Because this one carried over. This is just my errors. And then right here, again, we have to take some off because this thing can get legs again, and we don't want to we're not trying to give up too much on the push. So again, this execution caused me to trim early and to forfeit this execution up top. And that's exactly what I'm thinking, man. I'm thinking, fix this and let's get it up here, baby. That's how we do it, right? We only want to focus on the losers, right? There's I had 51 executions today, 77% passive liquidity. We're using a lot of market orders. We're getting better every single day, except for this error right here. Now, this thing flushed hard. I know a lot of eyes were on this, AKTX at the bell. A lot of guys in the room were trading it as well. This thing flushed so hard, so fast. I was adjusting my orders, and I overfilled right here, like 400 shares. I had one extra order out is what it was right here. I was just shuffling orders around, and they all failed. So I'm like, ding, 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 ding. Now I'm long 400 shares. I hate that feeling. It's happening less and less, but it still happens, as you see. So we're long 400 shares right here. We auto correct and then get back short, and then we final cover. So I had a 30, I don't know, I had like a $37 loss for a long right here. But we need to fix that. That's what and so, we used to make these mistakes once, twice a week. Now they're once every couple weeks, and hopefully maybe once a month is the goal. Like, we're going to make mistakes, but we want to make them narrower and narrower. All right, guys, so 2 more trades and we're done. MTC, we had a nice fade. Yesterday we caught it right here, just at like under previous support right here. I think we had like a 930 average, and we're risking like 980, and we took a majority of the profit down here, and I saved some. I took some home, and I reported it yesterday that we were going to hold out for that 527, and we caught 527, and we caught 531. Yeah, 527 and 531 right here. A couple nice little sets of fills, and that was our target. And then this thing just continues to flush. And now I'm kind of happy that I didn't get that emotional feeling of, man, look what I left on the table. I did a little bit, but then I focused back on the trades I was in, right? We got our target. Regardless of what happens after our target, we set a target, we set a plan, and we fulfilled it. So we're happy with that. And I didn't adjust. I did not adjust targets. We filled it. Game over. We take the win. DCPH is the final trade. DCPH, we took 10 points out of this move yesterday. It was massive. This thing popped up to $48, excuse me, from just like $18 or something like that. I forget, but we jumped in right here at like 45, 43, and then we took some profit, at 35. We basically we shorted it at 45. We sold 35, and again, right into the flush. We caught this one beautifully. We took the last bit off from that $45 course short swing at 35.77. So we're taking 10 points out of that move. Beautiful, and we caught it nicely. We're very, very happy with this trade. So with that being said, guys, today was a nice green day. We're happy with it. We're still making a lot of mistakes, which is the reason why we're up working so late tonight. It's about 11:40 p.m. market time. We're still in the office. After taking a nice nap, though, of course. But let's go ahead and look at let's look in the runner's room, aka the weapons room. So here's what's on watch for me. IEA. Now this is just a nice close strong, decent volume in here. It's a nice range in the wave. So we're sitting on top of this DP, or I should say LVN, higher time frame LVN. So we want to see if we're going to get another extension off this tomorrow. XNet is lower volume push, but just close strong enough. I got eyes on it. It's holding the EMAs. It's holding levels, and it's just, look at this front side volume print right here. It's nice. So we see some potential strength on it. And look, we got a buyer on the bid. It looks like. See these spikes. I didn't watch this one all day, but it is. I do have eyes on it for tomorrow. SLBD. Yeah. SLDB. Look at this one, just grindy. Now, here's our earnings right here. We don't normally trade such just a beautiful uptrend like this, but the higher time frame chart does show that it's very bearish on the 3-year chart. So this is a little counter trend. There might be opportunities here. We'll be watching that. AKTX. We went over AKTX. Just taking a little zoom out. Look at this thing right here. There's definitely some bank or institutional manipulation, as we already identified the overhead supply, right? Just barely getting in there. So we got eyes on it. RKDA, we've been trading this thing every single day, taking realized profit, just extracting money out of the markets from this. This was a highly, highly manipulative and dangerous algo. This algo was dangerous. And NVAX, just a nice little push gap up. Some guys in the room had eyes on this. I was watching it. I had a 720 level, higher time frame LVN. We'll see if we can get there tomorrow. I have not been paying too much attention to this, just glancing throughout the day, but it is on watch. We'll see if we can get some volume in pre-market tomorrow. Would definitely interest us. And last but not least, MTC day 2. Look at this thing, man. This thing went from like $2 or $3 to $12, and then it's just giving it up. Dropping the pants. All right, guys, that's it from the Wolf. Really happy to have your ear. We appreciate your time. You guys stay safe. It's nice to have some of that volatility and that money coming back into small cap. So be ready. Let's capitalize on opportunities tomorrow. And you guys have a great day. Thanks a lot.